Hi guys, Lily here. It's pretty crazy right now, isn't it? It's just crazy. It's kind of like a cross between a Saturday Night Live skit and a horror science fiction movie, and it's only getting more intense by the moment. I can't tell you how many friends and clients I've heard say versions of the same thing over the last few weeks. Stories of sharply increasing anxiety and stress and fear levels. They're afraid to go to the mall. They're afraid to go to the grocery store. They're worried when their children aren't with them. They're afraid something bad's going to happen to them. They're afraid to take public transportation. They're afraid to drive on the interstate. They're afraid to go to films because, and they've been waiting forever to see these films because they're just convinced that something horrible is going to happen in that movie theater. And so they don't go. And so they have greatly narrowed their life envelope. And that's not good. It's not good. I mean, it is true that we're living in really pretty precarious times filled with chaos and confusion and but you know what? It's going to have an end. It had a beginning and it will have an end, and we will make it through to the other side. And our journey through this kind of scary territory will make us better, wiser, and more loving as individuals and as a collective consciousness if we can make it through with an open heart and not close down, you know, and not make fear our reality. It's really important that you don't do that, because we are being bombarded by information, on all sides, whether this is, deliberate or not. It's fostering fear, fear of the other, fear of people who look different than we do, who are of a different ethnicity or a different religion, from a different country, even a different political persuasion. We are being programmed to fear what is different. And that is so not good. And I don't think it's an evolutional path that we really want to walk. I think really, if we just stepped back and thought about this for half a second, we'd go, oh no, no you don't. We're not going down that path. So, how do we navigate this? How do we navigate this without closing down? How do we navigate it without going crazy ourselves? How do we keep our heart open? I have some suggestions that I think might help. And the first one is edit. Learn how to edit. We have way too much information. We are being, as I said, bombarded with this information 24/7. I mean, you can wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and log onto your Facebook page, and I guarantee you in your feed there will be at least one photo or video that contains horrific images of somebody getting shot or something being blown up or some horrible injustice being perpetrated somewhere in the world. And not only do you see this once, you see it over and over and over and over and over again, day after day after day. And eventually, if you see something enough times, it will move from here to here. And that's not a good thing, because then it becomes your reality. It moves from an awareness of what is happening to becoming your reality, And when this happens, it creates a contraction. It creates a sensation of kind of having blinders on, so you can no longer see what's really happening in your world, in your life. You are seeing and experiencing your life through a distorted lens. Now, it is true that there are horrible things happening in the world, and it is true that we are all connected. We are all connected. And what affects one of us affects us all. This is really an important lesson, and one that we need to learn, and one that will make us stronger. It will make us stronger and better as human beings. But if you allow it to cripple you, if you allow this information to become your reality to such an extent that you are paralyzed by fear, then it becomes counterproductive. All that information becomes counterproductive. I'm not telling you to be an ostrich. It's important to be aware of what's happening in the world, but don't allow it to cripple you. Don't allow it to cripple you. The second suggestion that I have is cultivate your intuition, because your intuition is the clearest, most reliable form of information that you can access at this time. I mean, what we are exposed to externally is not so reliable anymore. It's not so reliable. The only thing that is truly reliable is your intuition. Okay? So, there are some times when you probably shouldn't go down that alley, And so if you do this, then you will have a confidence, and you won't be afraid. You won't be afraid. That fear voice in your head will start to get smaller and smaller and quieter. When you learn to trust your intuition, that's when your whole world will change. The third suggestion is to build something better. Build something better. Don't focus on what's broken. Don't run these scenes of destruction and chaos and horror over and over and over in your head. Don't allow that to become a part of you. I mean, it is true. It is present in the world. But when you entrain with that energetic, then you are adding to that energetic. I'm not telling you to ignore the suffering in the world. I am suggesting that you create something better. You use your energy and your focus to create beauty and unity and healing and joy and hope in the world. And it's so easy to do that. It's so easy to do that. And you don't have to go to some foreign country to make things better. I mean, I guarantee you there's somebody probably within 5 minutes of leaving your door, you're going to run into somebody who can use some help. Use a little help, even if it's just a smile and an encouraging word. I know that sounds Pollyanna-ish, but it's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. Make something better. So, in closing, I would say it's time to put down your cell phone. It's time to go outside and sit in the grass and close your eyes and listen. And you will hear the sound of truth. You will hear nature. You will hear your fellow human beings, you will hear life as it truly is. We can do this. We really can. Don't invite fear in to sit down to dinner. He doesn't make a very good dinner guest. Choose love. Choose love. Good night.